My next guest was one of the big winners last weekend at UFC Vegas 50, getting that second round submission victory over Kamuela Kirk. It is Damon Jackson back here on the program in paradise. Damon, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Doing real good. Enjoying the sun and just letting loose a little bit.
Yeah, why don't you tell our audience where you are right now? Well-deserved vacation after that win.
I'm actually in Cabo right now, so I'll be in Cabo for the next few days and just chilling, and then I'll go right back to work on Friday.
Awesome. Well, well-deserved, man. First stoppage win, I think, since August of 2020. That must have felt good, just going in there and making a statement like that against Kirk.
Yeah, I was pretty confident. Even before we fought, before I got to grab a hold of him or anything, I was pretty confident I was gonna get him down and get a finish. But every fight, I always look for finishes. I have 20 wins and I have 18 finishes, so it's definitely on my mind every fight. It's not any particular person. It's just that's what I like to do.
Seemed like you executed the game plan. Was Coach safe? I mean, he must have been happy with that performance, I would imagine.
Yeah, we were both happy with it, and a lot of times it's either he's happy that I won or I'm happy that I won somehow. But it's we were both on the same page with the game plan. We were both happy with the way it was executed and the way the fight played out. But you don't always get that choice and that chance to go through exact step by step what you worked on. So it was nice for that to just kind of come out like that.
Was there anything that surprised you about him as an opponent?
I just really like the fact that his willingness to go to the ground, or maybe his willingness to stay on his back, and because I finished a lot of people off their back too, so it's not him being on his back is a safe place. So it was kind of surprising that with all my finishes on top like that he was okay with staying down and he wasn't trying to get up really.
Were you surprised the odds were as close as they were going into the fight? Because you have, I think, double the fights that he does.
Man, it pissed me off. That's what I was really motivated and pissed off with that because it's I don't know who the hell makes the odds. I don't know what they watch and what they understand about MMA, but I mean, there's definitely those guys that can kind of come in that are maybe 10-1 or they have a real young record and they're really good at one or two things, but if you look at this guy, he doesn't have consistent submissions, he doesn't have consistent knockouts. His last two wins in LFA were kind of a joke. The guy sat on the corner and didn't come back out, and then the other guy was a nobody. I don't even know who it was. And then he lost to Bruno Silva or whatever. So I don't even know the guy's name. He's beaten no one. He's done nothing as far as in the sport. He's so young in his career. I mean, he's a great kid and he's talented, but he hasn't done anything. And so when they brought the odds out, I was this is the dumbest odds ever. If you could place bets on yourself, this would be the time you would want to go all in and put 30,000-40,000 on yourself, because it's the confidence I had going into it was just through the roof. And I really thought the game plan was going to work out, but not that easy. I didn't think it was going to be that easy. But once I grabbed a hold of him, he was so weak, and then his stuff off his back was nothing. And so when they had the odds like that, I was what are you guys looking at? Who makes these odds? It just pissed me off. But I appreciate it for sure, but it pissed me off.
Well, I'm sure people won some money because they were so close, which is a good, good to hear your friends and family or whoever betting on the fights. Well, I'll tell you how the odds work. Basically, the odds makers make the lines, and then people bet them. So let's say you're a minus 200 or something. If a bunch of people are betting Kirk, that line's going to go down closer to plus money. Really, the odds people put it out, and then it's the people who bet on it. And if I had to guess, this is the only thing I can think of is the fact that he beat Americani in his last fight. Some people are still high on him. I don't know. We'll see.
I would make him a child. I would smash him.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's just my guess. I don't agree with it, but I think that was, and I was surprised by that as well, seeing the odds so close. Kind of on that note, I got to mention this just because he's a buddy of mine. Diehard MMA, who's on Instagram. I saw you tweet him, or you put a post on his post. I guess he bet Kirk, and you kind of gave him a hard time about it. I thought that was pretty good. And by the way, good to see you back on Instagram too.
Yeah, I did. Just it's it's such a childish, just total bullshit stuff. The whole thing is just so childish. It's you post a picture of you working out or post a picture of some, I don't know. It's just dumb, but there's some good sponsors out there, and I picked up a handful of sponsors, and that's been a really great thing. And then just keeping people updated with who I am, because I think that maybe that's probably why people um, betting on me, and I kind of forgot who I was and stuff. Because when you're in this business for so long, once you get a fight, it's not that easy to just book another fight. Like 1 or 2 months later, so people kind of forget who you are. And so if I have to put a handful of things on social media, then I'll do that, and I'm okay with that. But it's just like it's definitely not like something I want to like do this daily. I don't want to like do all this stuff, but like making a little bit of side money is awesome, and then making like some connections and stuff is pretty cool. So, but I'm just out here. I'm trying to book another fight and get right back in there and get back to work. But I was definitely giving him crap because when someone they tag you in it, I'm like, okay, so you tagged me in this, but then you circled the other guy, so fuck you. And that's kind of like that was my mindset. I was like, it's like, don't tag me in this shit unless you support me. Like, don't. I mean, but it's just funny because like whenever I didn't look at my phone for like 4 days, and like I barely texted anyone that I knew. Like I was talking to the UFC and that was it on text messages, but I wasn't getting on my Instagram or anything like that. And so when I saw that stuff after the fight, I was like, yeah, what's up?
Yeah, no, it was. I thought it was funny, if anything, and I totally get your perspective as well. It didn't. I remember Safe was telling me that Ryan Spann, like someone came after him, and like he's like, here's my address, come fight me or whatever. And Safe's kind of like, don't post your address out there for people. That's not like a good idea.
No, I would never go that far. I'm not gonna like street
Plus,
fight.
why would you want to fight Ryan Spann? I've seen him in person. That guy's he's a monster, man.
People are so dumb, man. It's just like but it is what it is. Like people get amped up and people get fired up.
Well, people think they can fight. That's the other issue, is that people think that I can do that.
It's just funny because like people everyone can fight, and that's the thing is that everyone thinks that because they can fight that they could fight at a certain level. But it's like we train every day to get punched in the face. We kick each other in the legs every day, or we take each other down the ground and we fight on the ground. And so like there's a big difference of a 1 or 2 punches in a street fight and 15 minutes of back and forth with someone that's matched at your same level. So it's just funny. But yeah, people always talk smack, and but I don't really get on there to see it. So maybe Ryan's getting on the wrong stuff. So
no, for sure. And kind of on that note as well, I know one of the reasons you got rid of your Instagram in the first place was because of all the just dumbass messages you got when you lost in PFL. And since PFL, you've gone on quite the run, man. Like just the one fight against Topuria, but outside of that, you've got a pretty good record. Have you been able to kind of reflect on the success you've had over the last couple of years from switching management, getting into the UFC again, and going on this run? Have you been able to enjoy that at all?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, with Jason and the guys at Interim, man, they're just like they're amazing. Like the way that they do stuff, it's just so nice to just go fight camp and then they tell you this, and this, and you do it, and things work out great. But like, there's you bounce around from promotion to promotion. You can pick and choose, good things and bad things about each one. But it's just really just experiences from all of them that kind of make you who you are and stuff. And PFL, it's not a bad organization, and Bellator's not a bad organization or whatever. I think the best of the best is in the UFC, and that's where I want to be. I want to be in the top 15 this year, and that's my goal. And so being with Jason and them, that's what that's going to get me there, and I have full confidence in that. And getting the right matchups and getting the right publicity, and doing all the right stuff, and that's my goal. But yeah, I think just kind of refocusing after each fight and just making sure you're doing the right thing. And that's kind of like when I was in PFL, I was like, you know what, I've got to switch it up. I've got to find a different route. I want to go back to LFA. I want to work my way back to the UFC. And so it just worked out great. And I got to pick up Jason along the way, and it's been great. But say if he's the guy that's been guiding me for all these years, he's been helping me out with all my stuff. So say if runs a great program at Fortis, and that's where I've been from day one.
You're in Paradise now. When are you looking to get back in there and have your next fight? When would be like an ideal timeline for you?
I mean, realistic timeline, I would say in the next for sure 100% the next 3 months, man. I really don't want to wait that long. I would love to take a short notice fight or be a fill-in for if like a big fight drops off, and then if they wanted to fill in me and someone else at featherweight, I would love for a short notice like that, something like that. But realistically, I'm saying within 3 months. And then for me personally, what I want is a short notice fight here in like next week. This weekend, I'm gonna fly out to where is it at? In
London.
London. Yeah, done.
There you go. You got your priorities straight. And kind of on that note, how many more fights do you have in your contract? I was wondering that as well.
That was my last one, and I'm working on that right now. Or Jason's working on that right now,
Oh,
trying
well,
to.
what a way to go into a new contract off a nice
Yeah.
submission victory, man. That's
Uh,
awesome.
no, it was good. Two subs, the fight of the night bonus, and then the fight against Charles Rosa. The kid, he was playing defense the whole fight. I wasn't. I was really annoyed. During the fight, my legs were just like completely fried. My body was not. I didn't rehydrate very good. Like I don't know what happened, and so I didn't perform that well. But I really wanted to finish against Rosa, and so not getting to finish against him was frustrating because I feel like I could have finished him on the ground, but I just didn't get to finish that fight. So two finishes and then a win over Rosa is pretty good. And Ilya, that kid's a killer, but I could have had a completely different fight with him if I would have been prepped for him. I wasn't prepared for that fight, and he caught me off guard. But 3-1 first contract is pretty good, so I'm definitely looking to re-sign and get right back to it.
Damon, thanks so much for doing this, man. Enjoy Paradise. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media since you're on there now. And if you got any sponsors or shout outs, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, man. It's all my social media is the same. It's Damon B Jackson on Twitter, Instagram. I do have a Facebook, but I don't think I haven't added any friends. It's like it's so dumb. I just copy whatever I put on Instagram and I put it on Twitter. So it's yeah, no secret there. But yeah, and then shout out to I couldn't do it during my fight, but going back and forth with the Marshall Rogan Inu, that company's great, man. They're really backing up a lot of fighters. I know a lot of guys personally that they've helped out a lot, and they helped me out too. So it's pretty cool to have them, forward with helping all the fighters and stuff. So shout out to them, and I'm gonna have a handful of other sponsors that I'll be putting out on my social media. So definitely add me on there.